Gordy Kosfeld here at the KDHL Sports Microphone at Williams Arena, the historic barn, where to my left in the rafters hangs banners of some of the great women's basketball players to don a Gopher uniform, and maybe the greatest of them all, Lindsay Whalen. Man, oh man, now plays for the Minnesota Lynx. Then to my right, up in the loft, is the great men's players. I was just telling one of the broadcasters to my right, my all-time favorite player for the Gophers, and I might tell you how old I am, Michael Thompson. I just loved watching that guy play. A lot of fun to watch him play. But there's some other great ones up there. Trent Tucker's up there. He was an outstanding shooter for the Gophers. You got Whitey Skoog. Got Kevin McHale, of course, a local product, Minnesota product. Randy Brewer out of Lake City. His alma mater heading to the state tournament. What a surprise that was for a lot of people, as Lake City knocked off Caledonia, the number 2 ranked team in the state, in the Class AA Section 1 championship last night. Our congratulations to Matt Halverson and the Goodhue Wildcats, too, as they had that thrilling double overtime win over Rushford Peterson. My ticker was still banging in my chest pretty heavy this morning when I woke up thinking about that incredible game last night in Rochester. We'll have 2 more boys games tonight. Brad Fisher will have the Austin versus Northfield game. He'll get underway about 5:45 from the arena. And I'll have the nightcap, and boy, am I looking forward to that. One of them will be a Division I player for sure. Pretty much a prospect there, Mr. Hurt, the sophomore from Rochester, John Marshall. I mean, anytime you have Roy Williams come all the way from North Carolina to take a look at you, you've got to be pretty good, don't you think? Came to a John Marshall game earlier this season, sat in the John Marshall gym and watched Mr. Hurt go to work. Hurt at 37 against New Prague. And I was told he impacted the game more on the defensive end of the floor than the offensive end when he almost outscored New Prague. They only had 45 total points in that game, and Hurt had 37, but he altered shots, he blocked shots. He's 6'9", very athletic 6'9" player, and the same is true of Reavers. Long and lean, he's 6'10", very good. Should be very interesting to see how that comes out tonight. That'll be the late game. I'll be jumping in the station helicopter after this one, heading down to Rochester to bring you that right here on the mighty 920. Again, Brad will have the Northfield game against Austin, and I'll have Lakeville North against Rochester John Marshall. The winners of those games punch their ticket to the state boys basketball tournament next week. And the spot on the dial to get baseline to baseline coverage is right here, 920 on your AM dial, KDHL radio. Seedings are tomorrow for the boys tournament. Tomorrow are the seedings. And it'll be interesting to see how that comes out. I don't know where Goodhue will be seated, quite honestly. The Goodhue boys got all the way to the final a season ago. But, it's a new year. And they have a lot of guys back from that team that made that run. Jacob McNamara, I might try and see if I can play some of what he had to tell us. If I can find my little earphone adapter. These things are too small for these iPhones. If I can find my earphone adapter, well, I didn't play the interview this morning on the sports. I did have a chance to visit with Jacob McNamara and Sam Upsall, who was the hero in last night's game for Goodhue with his 2 monster threes. Also had a brief visit with Matt Halverson. If we get some time during our Grover Auto halftime report, we will certainly pass those along to you. Well, they're getting ready to introduce both teams to the crowd here at Williams Arena. Of course, they introduce the non-starters first and then the starters, so we've got a little time yet. We're going to hear from some of our super sponsors who are making this broadcast possible. By the way, the head coach of Cromwell-Wright, the Cardinals of Cromwell-Wright, their school colors are red and white. The head coach wearing green today. I mean, it is St. Patty's Day. That's not the case for Josh Weemy. He's in his purple and black, which are the school colors of Goodhue. Goodhue in white today with purple trim, says Wildcats across the front of their uniforms. Cromwell-Wright is in the red and white uniforms. We'll be back with your starting lineups for today's game in 90 seconds. I found it. I found my headphone adapter. So we're going to, if we get some time at halftime, we'll get a chance to play those interviews, or at least a couple of them, during halftime of this game. We're still introducing the non-starters. They did Goodhue. Now they're doing Cromwell-Wright. And then they'll introduce the starters to the crowd here at Williams Arena. A sea of purple across the way, a sea of red below me here. As I don't know who turned out the lights over in Goodhue, but there are a lot of people here, just as there were yesterday at Mariucci. And I saw a lot of those people make the same trip that yours truly did down to Rochester for the boys' game. That's how much they really follow their team. Megan Ryan, the 5'6" senior, not the actress, but the Goodhue basketball player, has just been introduced to the crowd. For the Goodhue Wildcats, averages about 5 points and a rebound a game. Other starters include Mackenzie Ryan, a 5'5" senior, 12 points, 2.5 rebounds. Sydney Lodemeyer, the 6' junior, with 15 points and 6 caroms a game. Maddie Miller, who's just been introduced, a 5'8" senior, 15 points and 3 rebounds. And Emily Benrud, who had a monster game yesterday, I thought, for Goodhue, 5'6" junior, 6 points, 4.5 rebounds a game. For Cromwell-Wright, they start a couple of freshmen, 5'5", Taya Hakamaki. She averages 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Shaylee Hakamaki is a 5'9" freshman, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Chelsea Swatek, a 5'8" senior, averages 28 points, or excuse me, 20, can't read my own writing here, 20.5 points, 20.5, and 5.9 rebounds. And Bailey Groner, a senior, 5'11", averages 13.5 points, 6 rebounds a game. And Tiana Hakamaki is a 5'6" junior, 11.5 points, 3 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. That's going to be hard keeping the Hakamaki straight. We'll do our best. As I mentioned, they say all the players average over 3 assists a game, which is very impressive if that's true. So they've done the shaking of hands, and we are ready to get this baby underway. First thing, don't let us know who the officials are until we get the stats at halftime. Cromwell-Wright with their black headbands heading to the big maroon and gold M logo at center court. It's maroon inside the paint, says Big Ten in maroon and gold. The 10 is in gold. Golden Gophers in gold on each end line, maroon on the end lines and the sidelines. Lodemeyer is going to be jumping up against Bailey Groner. And we're set to get this underway. Goodhue right to left, left to right in your radio dial. There's Cromwell-Wright. We're underway. Control tap Goodhue. Lodemeyer brings it across the M logo. Again, right to left, man-to-man defense here out of the gate by Cromwell-Wright. Pass comes out front to Benrud. Swings on the left side. Ryan quickly gets it into Sydney Lodemeyer. She'll come back out beyond the three-point line. Gets it to Mackenzie Ryan. Out to Maddie Miller. Miller takes a couple of dribbles. Lobs it in the corner. Ryan's going to take it looked like it might have been a borderline 3. Ball's going to go out of bounds. They say off of Goodhue. And it'll belong to Cromwell-Wright. And Benrud not gone for that ball. It would have been Goodhue's ball because Cromwell-Wright was trying to get it. Coming up the far sideline is Cromwell-Wright's Hakamaki. This is the junior 5'6" Tiana. She'll rob it on the side to Taya Hakamaki. They get it in the corner now to Shaylee Hakamaki. Oh, boy. Faking the 3, looking to dribble penetrate. Pass across the lane to get it back top of the key for 3. Bang! Chelsea Swatek picks up the 3, her 91st of the season. And it's 3-0. Wide open layup from Megan Ryan. Great ball movement that time by Goodhue. They got it up the floor, and she was wide open. Now coming up and stepping out of bounds and forcing that was Mackenzie Ryan. They look to trap her. I don't know why these teams come up the sideline when they're bringing the ball up, but they do. That just dribbles right into Goodhue's trap, and you got the sideline and the end line when they get across the timeline. I should say the sideline and the timeline to end up as being other defenders. Goodhue says thank you very much. Cromwell-Wright's first turnover. Spinning in the lane is Maddie Miller. Gets it over to Mackenzie Ryan, left wing. Dribbles the free flank, tosses it over to Megan Ryan. Now in the corner to Benrud. Benrud behind the three-point line. Gets it to Mackenzie Ryan. A couple of dribbles to her right. Backs up. Gets it over to Lodemeyer. Thought about loading up a 3. Doesn't. Gets it over to Megan Ryan. Ryan top of the key to Lodemeyer. Makes a nice catch. Lodemeyer a couple of dribbles left side of the lane. Inside the lane. Turnaround jumpers and air ball. Rebound's taken down. Again, a little lowering of the shoulder there as she's bringing the ball up the floor, the freshman Hakamaki. They get it in the corner to the young lady who just shot the 3, Swatek. Now they get it back to Hakamaki. She'll back up, almost a steal by Benrud. And the coach for Cromwell-Wright is pleading with his team not to dribble. And that's probably wise pleading if you've ever watched Goodhue play. Pass goes in the corner. Here's a three. It's short. Rebound saved in bounds to the freshman Hakamaki. They get it back out front. A couple of left-handed dribbles at the free throw line underneath. Wide open layup. Man, oh man, did they lose their person that time. A wide open layup. They're so concentrated on stopping the three. The freshman Shaylee Hakamaki, who's obviously a twin of the other, has 2 points, and it's 5-2 Cromwell-Wright. Maddie Miller dribbles down the lane when she's in attack mode. She's so hard to stop, and she got in attack mode and scored. Went right to the rack. 5-4 Cromwell-Wright. Again, they got trapped just across the timeline, and they call a travel, and again, Goodhue forced them into the travel. She turned, and there was a white jersey player right next to her, and it shocked her. 5-4 Cromwell-Wright. Goodhue can take their first lead here with 15:11 to go until our Grover Auto halftime report. A couple of left-handed dribbles. To her left is Sydney Lodemeyer. Gets it out front. Maddie Miller in attack mode. Kicks it on the right side. Mackenzie Ryan, three. Short. Rebound taken down by Cromwell-Wright. Ryan trying to get used to the background here. Of course, most of the teams were here last year in the state tournament. Here's another three by Swatek. No good. Rebound taken out by Mackenzie Ryan. Ryan wants to get off to the race. Brings it across the maroon timeline. Stops out in the right wing. Gets it to Lodemeyer. Comes down the lane. Shoots the shot. We're going to have a foul called. And the coach from Cromwell-Wright is on the floor, out of the box, saying that she leaned into his player. But Sydney Lodemeyer will be going to the free throw line. I didn't see a lowering of the shoulder there. They just showed a replay, and there was none. So I don't know what he saw. But anyway, free throw's good by Sydney Lodemeyer. Remember what we said, we thought, was the Tom Heffernan Ford key to the game, and that is getting to the free throw line. It just happened. Lodemeyer hits both free throws. Goodhue has their first lead, 6-5, 14:39 to go in the first half. We'll have one of those media timeouts, which we'll have in this game. 14:39 to go in the first half. Goodhue 6, Cromwell-Wright 5. Back in 1 minute. Well, perfect timing on the part of Kelly back at the studios, because they're just coming back onto the floor here following the media timeout. 14:39 to go. It is 6-5. Goodhue leads Cromwell-Wright. Goodhue's going to slap on the pressure. Here we go. They're having trouble getting the ball in. They do. Bringing the ball up the far sideline. Haley Lexvold, who is very quick, stays right with her and then jumps on the other defender, who's dribbling out front. Dribbles to her right, then to her left. Ball's knocked away by Lexvold. She'll track it down again. Her coach was telling them during that last time, I do not dribble the ball. I can tell you he's telling them that right now. Cross court, bad pass, intercepted by Lexvold. Gets it over to Maddie Miller as the ball knocked away from her. Tracks it down, passes it out front to Lodemeyer. Swings it over to Megan Ryan. On the left corner, it's Haley Lexvold over the top of the defense. Maddie Miller's going to shoot a three. It's no good. Rebound taken down by Swatek. 6-5 Goodhue. I don't know, if I were them, I'd be attacking the basket more, trying to get to that free throw line. Bounce pass in the paint. Kick up to the Swatek's three is short. Hits the front of the iron. She hit her first. She's missed her last two. Remember, they shoot 42% from Prayland, and that's pretty much all they've shot so far. Pass on the right side to Miller. 6-5. They did have that open layup. Over the top, they go to Lodemeyer. She's going to load up a three, and it's no good. Rebound taken down and then dropped, but picked up by the Cardinals, who come flying up the floor. Going in for the layup. A foul's going to be called on Goodhue's Lodemeyer. Sydney Lodemeyer just got called for her first foul. She got a couple of quick fouls yesterday. At the free throw line is going to be Shaylee Hakamaki. She's a 5'9 freshman. She is a good free throw shooter. All these girls are good free throw shooters. They just don't shoot a lot of them. Coach Weemy on one knee here on the raised floor. Misses badly the free throw. So that shows you what I know. Megan Ryan's going to sit down. Mackenzie Ryan's going to check back in. She's in the backcourt along with Haley Lexvold. There's no substitution for the quality you find at Taji Jewelry, downtown Kenyon. You don't want just any diamond. You want a Taji Jewelry diamond. Swish on the second free throw, and we're tied at 6. They gave Goodhue the point. they gave Goodhue the point on the Cromwell-Wright free throw. We're tied at 6. Pass goes across the timeline to Kosfeld. Dribbles to her right. Now they correct it on the scoreboard. Here's a 3 by Ryan again. Man, miss. Rebound taken out. Benrud had it go off her hand as they were volleyballing underneath. Too many three-point shots here, in my opinion, in the early going. Maybe that'll open up a bit later, but attack that basket. That's your plus against this team. We're tied at 6, 13:08 to go in the first half. Flying down the floor. They get it in the corner to Swatek. Swatek looks to dribble penetrate. She'll lob the pass way out front. You typically don't want to do that against Goodhue. They're in their zone now, but they can still get after it. A bounce pass in the lane. Might have been travel that wasn't called. There's a 3. It's no good. Rebound taken down. Is that all we have is a three-point shot in this game? Lodemeyer brings it across the M logo. Bounces it to Mackenzie Ryan. Leaves it behind her to Kosfeld. Passes to the ankles of Miller. Miller looks to dribble penetrate. They double team her as she dribbled. Somebody's got to flash the basket. They have an easy layup on that. Ryan on the wing. Looks, pass it way out front to Miller. Miller's going to dribble again. Pass it on the right side to Kosfeld. Back out front to Ryan. McKenzie swings it right side to Benrud. Fakes right, goes left in the lane. Scoops off glass and scores. And that's what I mean. Attack the basket. Benrud averages 6, has 2, had double digits yesterday, and had a lot of rebounds too. Another bad pass that's intercepted. It's another turnover by Cromwell-Wright. Mackenzie Ryan in attack mode goes up and is fouled as she wanted to scoop up a layup. Goodhue's getting that turnover game going. They're turning on the turnover spigot of their opponents. Hakamaki is how you pronounce it. Hakamaki. They don't put pronunciation guides here. A pretty simple thing. I don't know why they don't, but they don't. Mackenzie Ryan gets a free. They're suggesting that for years with the high school league. Just ask the coach to have a pronunciation guide put in with the teams. It would be a pretty simple thing to do. Ryan missed the second one. She made the first. It is. Well, I know they got the scoreboard all messed up. Here's a shot from 3. It's no good. They keep putting the scores on the wrong sides of the board. As Mackenzie Ryan brings it up. Should be 9-6. Lodemeyer fakes right, goes left. Baseline, shoots the shot. Missed. About a 5-footer going back up. Benrud again. Boy, is she having a state tournament. The junior is going to go back to the free throw line as they call the foul on Taya Hakamaki. And Emily Benrud, who struggled a bit from the line yesterday, misses the first one. Goodhue has already shot 5 free throws. This will be their 6th. They've only made 3. Typically, they're a good free throw shooting team. Benrud's next free throw is good. Swish. They have scored 4 points at the free throw line. 1 point for Cromwell-Wright. Ball was almost stolen by Kosfeld. Boy, she is so quick. Bringing it up the floor. Lodemeyer pokes it away. Benrud has it. It's another turnover. Cromwell-Wright. Now you got to cash in on the other side. Lodemeyer thought about passing it to Mackenzie Ryan. She's outside the three-point line. She looks. Holds the ball. And they're going to call a 5-second call. Just looked and looked and looked and thought about shooting and then looked some more. And it's a turnover by Goodhue. And the sagging shoulders of Josh Weemy when that happened. 10-6. Goodhue leads it. As bringing the ball up is Hakamaki. They get it out front. There are a lot of Hakamakis here. Oh, my, a long 3. It's no good. Rebound taken down by Lexi. Lodemeyer had a great game yesterday. 7 big-time rebounds by Lexi, who had 6 points as well for Goodhue. Yeah, nice pass to Lodemeyer. She can't make the catch. Haley Lexfold rifled that one. Goodhue has another turnover. Well, the last couple of possessions, had they been able to take advantage, they'd have themselves a bigger lead. Cromwell-Wright certainly turning it over for them, but the last 2 possessions, they turned it right back over. 10 minutes, 54 seconds to go here in the first half. Goodhue 10, Cromwell-Wright 6. Back in 1 minute. By the way, 4 losses for Cromwell-Wright. 2 of them were to Mountain Iron Buell. So if they win this game, they'll be going into a rematch for a state championship. I don't know how the 2 aren't in the same section. They played them twice. They must be in the same conference. Anyway, St. Paul, Como Park, and Roseau are their other losses. Here's a 3 by Swatek. No good. Rebound taken out by Sydney Lodemeyer. Lodemeyer with a nice dribble up the floor. passes it between the two circles now. They get it back to Sydney Lodemeyer. She's going to, Suther's going to lock up a three now. She dribble penetrates. Looks like a foul. No call. They get it over to Lexi Lodemeyer on the right side. It's Maddie Miller. Maddie Miller getting in attack mode, backing down, gets it in the corner now to Lexvold. She'll step forward, take a shot. It's no good. It rimmed out. Rebound taken out by Cromwell-Wright. Looking to dribble penetrate up the floor is the Cromwell-Wright Cardinals. Swatek just kind of sitting outside the three-point line, waiting to cast them. A couple of dribbles. There's a 10-footer. It's no good. Boy, it's been a while since they've scored. The ball's going to go out of bounds, they say, off of Mackenzie Ryan. She and Swatek were both going for the ball. Megan Ryan's going to check back in, and Haley Lexvold, lightning quick, heads to the bench. 10-6, Goodhue leads it. Halftime, we'll have our Grover Auto halftime report at the conclusion of our game. We'll have our Goodhue County ADA Wildcat or Wildcats for the game. Lob pass goes in the corner. Here's a three, and it's no good. Rebound taken down by Sydney Lodemeyer. On the floor with Lexi Lodemeyer, Mackenzie Ryan, Maddie Ryan, and pass goes under, or Maddie Miller, I should say, is a layup by Megan Ryan. Her second layup. She's got 4 points, and it's 12-6 Goodhue. The scoreboard operator is very slow on the fingers. They're looking to bring the ball up is Cromwell-Wright. And they have been a while since they've had a field goal. Swatek dribbles to her right side and goes to the layup. She's been shooting threes, and finally she decides to put it on the deck and drives right to the basket. She's got 5, averages 20. It's 12-8 Goodhue. In the lane, Miller dribbles inside. Oh, what a great step through. Wow. Took a couple of dribbles, stepped right between two defenders with one step and kissed it off window. Maddie Miller's got 4. It's 14-8. That was a nice move. Miller getting after it out top, and they're going to call a travel. Again, Goodhue is forcing them into some of these turnovers. The coach telling them to throw the ball. It's a team that averages over 20 assists. At least that's what their stats say. You would think they would be passing more. Goodhue leads at 14-8, trying to get back to defend their state championship tomorrow. If they do, they'll play at noon against Mountain Iron Buell, a team that really took it to them in December. Pass is deflected out of bounds off Cromwell-Wright. Tried to get in the corner to Sydney Lodemeyer to Mackenzie Ryan, dribbling on the baseline. Lodemeyer will inbound it right from the corner of the floor, the raised floor here in the barn. She'll pass it all the way across the court to Miller. Miller attack mode. Layup is no good. She missed it. Rebound's taken down by Hakamaki. Hakamaki, the freshman, brings it up and then lets everybody fly by. She's still dribbling. Dribbles it in the lane. Kicks it on the right side. There's a fake right. Pass. A nice shot in the lane. They're going to call a foul in the middle of the lane, and the basket counts. Wow. It was quite a move. Shaylee. They call that on Sydney Lodemeyer. That's her second. And that's not good news for Goodhue, as Hakamaki hits the free throw. He's 2 of 3, and it's a 14-11 Goodhue lead. 8:25 to go to our Grover Auto halftime report. Well, yesterday they wore down their opponent. Can they do it again? This team does not go deep. Miller gets it, shoots it, misses the layup. Rebound taken down. Benwood had it ripped right out of her hands, and that doesn't happen too often. She's a very strong young lady. Pass goes on the right side. Hakamaki in the corner to Hakamaki. And they're both freshmen. One is Taya, the other Shaylee. Pass comes way out front. Around the M logo, they get on the right wing. Here's a long three. It is no good. Rebound taken out by Lodemeyer. Lodemeyer secures the ball. Passes it ahead to Megan Ryan. Megan Ryan bounces it ahead to Maddie Miller. She's going to shoot an 18-footer. It's an air ball. Rebound taken out by Swatek. Well, the outside shot is not there at all for Goodhue. It's 14-11. It isn't there really for Cromwell-Wright either, to be honest. Pass comes out front, looking to dribble penetrate in the corner. Now a bounce pass. Lodemeyer's got to be careful. Here's a steal by Maddie Miller. Cromwell-Wright trying to steal, can't do it. Miller goes in, layup, missed it again. Rebound taken out by Swatek. It's 14-11 Goodhue. Boy, they could have really extended this lead if they made a few layups. Now get it a little more under control and use the glass. Trying to throw it over the iron. Here's a three, left corner. It's no good. Rebound weak side. And another foul on Lodemeyer. Oh, that's her second foul. Okay, the last foul must have been on Lexi Lodemeyer. I thought I heard the other. but that's still her second. So Cromwell-Wright will inbound it underneath their own basket. Each team with 3 fouls. Pass comes way out front to Taya Hakamaki. Gets it on the left wing. They get it inside in the post. Now they get it all the way to the top of the key. Here's another 3. It's no good. Rebound taken out by Lexi Lodemeyer. And if Goodhue could just take advantage of all these empty possessions Cromwell-Wright has had, they'd be out in front by double digits. 14-11, they lead it. Pass goes on the right side to Lexi Lodemeyer. Leaves it for Megan Ryan. Bounces it to Haley Lexfold. Swings it over to Benrud. Benrud gets it back to Megan Ryan for 3, and it's an air ball. 6 minutes, 24 seconds to go in the first half. We'll have one of those media timeouts. Goodhue 14, Cromwell-Wright 11. We'll see if Coach Weemy changes the strategy a bit for his team. They have not been able to hit an outside shot at all here in the first half. 4 points for Megan Ryan, 1 point for Mackenzie Ryan, 2 points from the free throw line by Sydney Lodemeyer. Maddie Miller's got 4. Emily Benrud's got 2, 3 points. The Goodhue Wildcats are 4 of 6 from the charity stripe. Cromwell-Wright is 2 of 3. They have just 2 players that have scored. Swatek has 5 and 6 for Shaylee Hakamaki. Meanwhile, Goodhue has had 5 players. All their starters have scored in this game. In earlier, if you missed it, Mountain Iron Buell won the game over Maranatha Christian, winning by a score of 79-65. Maranatha Christian was actually lucky to be in that game. We saw the end of that. They won in overtime over Ada Borup, 67-65, in a foul-infested game. By the way, in that Mountain Iron Buell game earlier, I wrote it down, and now what did I do with that? I wrote down their totals here and the fouls. In the game, there were 44 free throws shot, 31 makes. There were 36 total fouls in the game previous to this. Here, it's 14-11. Goodhue leads, 6:24. They were down, remember, 5-2 early. Cromwell-Wright has been jacking up threes. That's their M.O. They've been missing them for the most part. Goodhue's been kind of caught in the same three-happy mode, which is part of their game. Miller almost just had a steal. Bounce pass goes right side. She thought about shooting a 40-footer, but decided against it. Pass goes on the right wing. Haley Lexfold back in the game with that quickness of hers. Free throw line. Ball's knocked away by Haley Lexfold. Diving on the floor. Well, I don't know how she didn't get hit in the head. Was Kate Opsahl's in the game. There's a floater that's good. Cromwell-Wright's Tiana Hakamaki scores on the floater, smack dab in the middle of the lane. It's a 1-point Goodhue lead. Pass goes to Lexfold. It was almost stolen by Hakamaki. Pass goes on the right side to Benrud. Goes in attack mode under the basket. Layup good. Emily Benrud, who's had an outstanding state tournament, has 5 points, 5:36 to go. Goodhue extends their lead 16-13. That was a nice answer basket. Pass goes on the left side to get it in the corner. Benrud gets out on the shooter. They bounce it way out high. It's turned over. Picked up by Miller. Miller goes in. Layup is good. Maddie Miller, and you could tell she slowed herself down, used the glass, and it's 18-13. She's trying to get it over the rim before on layups, and that's hard to do. In the lane, pass goes in the corner. There's a 3. It's no good. Rebound taken out by Benrud. They're doing this without Sydney Lodemeyer on the floor. She's got those fouls. Opsahl brings it across the M logo right to left on your radio dial. Goes down the left side. Tried to bounce it. Almost had it stolen. Now they get it over to Lexi Lodemeyer in the paint. Lexi throws it across the lane to Benrud. In the corner. Now back to Benrud. Benrud under the basket. Off glass. Missed it. Rebound. Benrud again. Goes up. It's no good. And she's fouled. Man, she's just the Windex woman. Emily Benrud. Wow. His rebound, she's only 5'6", but she's got long arms and is a strong young lady. You'd look at her, you wouldn't think that, but she certainly can hold her own underneath. Hits the free throw, she'll have another. Emily Benrud just turned and pointed to her coach, who might have told her, attack that basket. Let's quit this three-point shooting stuff. It'll open up maybe in the second half. Guess what? Goodhue has scored 6 points at the free throw line. Cromwell-Wright has scored 2. That was our Tom Heffernan Ford key to this game before the game, wasn't it? 20-13 Goodhue. Almost another turnover. They pass it free throw line extended left, get it back out front to Hakamaki. You can see that on virtually every player. They have three of them out there. Hakamaki, and they have not made a substitution yet. Coming in the lane, passing on the right wing. Here's a three, and it's no good. Rebound. Oh, Benrud is fouled on the rebound. Benrud again with a box out, got fouled. It's going to be on Shaylee Hakamaki. Her first. So all the starters have one foul for Cromwell-Wright, two for Sidney Lodemeyer for Goodhue. They have 5 total fouls. Or excuse me, 4 fouls. As Opsahl will pass it in the right corner to Benrud. Yep, super sub. Opsahl, they get it on the block to Lexi Lodemeyer. Missed the shot off glass. Trying to get the rebound. Nice box out there by Cromwell-Wright. Bringing it up the floor is going to be Bailey Groner. Groner has not been heard from. She has over 63s on the season and has a school record in free throw. Oh, my God, they just called a foul on Maddie Miller, who, well, she might have gotten her arm, I guess. So Maddie Miller got called for a foul. Looked like she slapped the ball away, but I guess I was always told the hand's part of the ball. Anyway, 20-13 is your score. Goodhue leads it. 3 minutes and 44 seconds to go until our Grover Auto halftime report. By the way, at the conclusion of our broadcast, we'll select a Goodhue County 88 player or players of the game, or a Wildcat or Wildcats of the game, courtesy of the Goodhue County ADA, reminding us all to get our 3 every day of dairy for a healthy lifestyle. Tonight, boys basketball section finals here on KDHL. We'll have the Section 1 AAA championship. Northfield and Austin. Austin, the number 2 rated team in the state in Class 3A. Last night, the number 2 rated 2A team in the state, Caledonia, got knocked off by Lake City. So it's not like it can't happen. But Northfield's going to have to, my opinion now, make that a half-court game and use their size. They're going to really have to rebound well because, I'll tell you what, Austin, well, they've got some size, too, at the guards. A couple of 6'4 guards that can really fly down the floor. They get after it on defense. They trap. That trap that they use is not easy to replicate in practice. Coach Andy Berkbaum has coached some big games over the years. I know he'll have a great game plan for Northfield. He knows what he's got to work with, and he knows what he's going up against. Austin Packers, the number 2 rated team. Their only losses this season to Rochester John Marshall, a 4A school. 20-13 Goodhue as they resume action. Cromwell-Wright has the ball. This is the biggest lead of the game for Goodhue. There's a ball kicked out of bounds by Maddie Miller. Coach Groner across the way. We're losing some pounds here. He's very active. He's got that green shirt. Red and green do go together, by the way. You know, it is Christmas colors, isn't it? They trap the wing. Cromwell-Wright again dribbles out of it. Coach Groner was pleading with his team not to dribble earlier. They pass it at the free throw line. Could you let him get away with it? Throw between the legs, dribbling to her left. Little stutter step move and another floater by Tiana Hakamaki. So Hakamaki scores in the middle of the paint. They have 5 baskets in the paint. It's 20-15. Pass goes right side to Haley Lexvold. She gets it into Opsahl. Turnaround jumper off glass is scored. The sophomore 5'9" scores off window. Kate Opsahl, and it's 22-15. Coming flying up the floor, Cromwell-Wright. They want to beat Goodhue's defense. Lodemeyer still not back in the game. Out hustling, of course, Lexvold underneath. Ryan layup. Haley Lexvold out hustled Cromwell-Wright to the ball, and the coach for the Cardinals calls a timeout. Ball got loose, and it doesn't surprise me that Haley Lexvold outraced Cromwell-Wright because she might be the fastest player in the tournament regardless of class. She out-hustled the Cromwell-Wright pair right in front of the Cromwell-Wright bench, threw it into Maddie Miller, scooped it off glass, and said, thank you very much. Those are the easiest 2 points I think I've ever had in my career, thanks to Haley Lexvold. And Goodhue's got a 24-15 lead with 2:31 to go here until our Grover Auto halftime report. Coach Groner over there is just pleading with his team to have better passes and not dribble. I can tell by his body language. If you're used to doing that, it's kind of hard, I would guess, not to. Pass comes across the timeline, almost a travel. They pass on the right side. Hakamaki kicks it in the corner. Here's a three. It's good. She's able to lock and load. You haven't had a comfortable-looking shot since the first three that was made. That's a big shot for Cromwell-Wright. Groner gets her first basket, her 65th three of the season. 24-18. Back to a 6-point lead for Goodhue after they punched it up to 9. Lexvold gets it in the corner. Driving right baselines, Miller under the basket, dribbles it off the foot of one of the Cromwell-Wright players. It's fun to watch the coach for the Cardinals. He has a lot of body English over there. Looking to pass it in under the basket. Oh, nice pass into Sydney Lodemeyer. Tried to pass. You don't see that too often in the ladies' game. They threw it up in the air. She went up with her vertical and tried to tip it in, but it wasn't good. Shots up. We got a block by Lexi Lodemeyer and a foul on Lexi Lodemeyer. So Lexi Lodemeyer gets called for her second foul, so both Lodemeyers have a couple of fouls. Minute 45 to go in the half. They can cut this to a 4-point lead for Goodhue if they can make these free throws. And as I mentioned before, it looks like this is an outstanding free throw shooting team. That's another thing. When they ask for the stats, the high school league does not ask for the team free throw percentage, which in my mind is more important than some of the other stats they ask for. She makes the free throw, does Shaylee Hakamaki. She's the only person who has shot free throws. She's 3 for 4. Came into the game 38 of 54 on the season and missed the second one. Rebound Lodemeyer, Sydney. So it's 24-19. Goodhue up by 5 with a minute 40 to go in the half. Sydney Lodemeyer dribbles to her left, bounces it in the corner. Maddie Miller gets in attack mode, throws it on the right side to Lexi Lodemeyer, up to Sydney in the lane, shoots the shot, and it's no good. Rebound put back up, and it's good by Sydney Lodemeyer. Sydney Lodemeyer scores her first basket of this half with a minute 20 to go. If you were to tell me that before the game, I'd tell you Goodhue was behind, but no, they're up by 7, 26-19. Here's a long-range jumper. It's not a three. Missed. Rebound taken out by Lexi Lodemeyer. She'll pass it over to Sydney. Will walk it up the floor with a minute 5 to go in the half. A three-pointer here would punch it up to a double-digit lead at the half. Minute to go. Lodemeyer dribbles to her right, bounces it over to Benrud. Back to Lodemeyer in the paint, shoots it off glass, missed the layup. Rebound taken down. Man, that was a point-blank shot she missed. They're going to beat him down the floor. Cromwell-Wright. Swatek drops the ball, though, is behind her. Throws it out front. It's nearly Lexvold got to that almost as soon as the other girl. Here's another three, and it's no good. Rebound falling down, Lodemeyer. Shot goes up from 3. It's no good with 32 seconds. You'd think there were 10 seconds to go or something, the way they were jacking threes. Here comes Goodhue back the other way, and Coach Weemy's telling his team to slow things down. Let's go for the last shot. 21 seconds to go. Now, Lodemeyer just at the Gopher logo at center court, directing traffic out top. Yep, that's your post player playing the point. Does it every game. Benrud has it on the left wing. Over to Lexi Lodemeyer. Wants to get it into Sydney. They get it back top to Lexvold in the corner. Here's a three. It's in and out, no good by Miller. Shots up, no good on the putback. And it's the first half in the book. Cromwell-Wright, who averages 81 points a game, has 19 at halftime. Goodhue 26, Cromwell-Wright 19. We'll have your Grover Auto halftime report, all the first half statistics. Yep, coming your way after this 90-second timeout. You're in tune to KDHL AM, Faribault, Minnesota. We're at the barn, the raised floor, where the Golden Gophers played. Unfortunately, they're out of the tournament after the first round of the NCAAs, but hey, they made it to the NCAA and an incredible season. The Goodhue Wildcats shooting 34% in the first half. Cromwell-Wright 29%. That's right, those are our shooting stats. By the way, it's time now for, if you didn't figure it out, the Grover Auto of Zumbrota halftime report. Brad Grover, the gang, invite everyone listening to the game to swing by Zumbrota soon and see their terrific inventory. There are vehicles to fit all price ranges at Grover Auto in Zumbrota. Here at halftime, Goodhue leads at 26-19. As I mentioned, we did have that interview with, what happened to my phone? Did have that interview with some of the players and with Coach Halverson after last night's win for the Goodhue Wildcats. We can locate that here. I think I lumped them all together. So we haven't had the privilege of having it edited, but we will hear some of that raw audio from last night after the game. We talked to Sam Upsall, hit 2 monster threes, the freshman for Goodhue. We talked to Jacob McNamara, the big guy inside who had almost all their second half points, the 6'4 senior. And we also had a quick visit with Matt Halverson, who was asked, there are other reporters involved too, asked about whether or not this is sweeter than last year, and he said, of course, we beat my alma mater. His mentor, Tom Bix, he said I couldn't get by him. We lost in 2014 section final. We lost to him in the 2015 section final. Spring Grove upset him last year, and then Goodhue got up here. And finally, he said that's a big monkey off my back, beating his mentor, his former coach, Tom Bix. And it wasn't easy. 2 overtimes. Anyway, 26-19 is our halftime score. Here's the scoring for Goodhue. Maddie Miller has 8 points on 4 of 10 shooting. She's 0 for 2 from three-point range. In fact, Goodhue is 0 for 7 from Treyland. Cromwell-Wright is 2 for 11. This is a 42% three-point shooting team on the season, shooting 12% here in the barn. Goodhue, meanwhile, is I think a 31% three-point shooting team, if I remember right, and they're shooting 0. They're 0 for 7. I'm pretty sure during one of those timeouts, Coach Weemy said, we got to quit jacking up threes, ladies. Do we want to build a lead here? We're going to have to go inside. They got to the free throw line, and that's why they have this 7-point lead at halftime, 26-19. Rebounds, Goodhue 16, Cromwell-Wright 22. Offensive rebounds, Cromwell-Wright 5. Turnovers 10 for Cromwell and only 2 for Goodhue. Yep, those are the turnovers. That's huge. Unfortunately for Goodhue, they could not take advantage of a number of those. I only haven't taken advantage of a few of them. Otherwise, they'd have bigger than a 7-point lead. Free throws, 6 of 8 is Goodhue. 3 of 5 is Cromwell-Wright. As Goodhue, again led by Maddie Miller's 8 points. 7 points, 4 rebounds for Emily Benrud, who was 3 of 4 from the free throw line. She struggled a bit there yesterday, but sure shooting her free throws well today. Sydney Lodemeyer's 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. She's 1 for 7 from the field, has 4 points and 5 rebounds. 4 points from Megan Ryan, both on layups. She's a really good three-point shooter and has only shot 5 free throws all year, so that tells you she doesn't attack the basket a lot. 1 point for Mackenzie Ryan at the free throw line. She's 0 for 3 from Treyland. Kate Opsahl off the bench has a banker inside the paint as the Goodhue Wildcats lead it by a score of 26-19. We'll take a look at Cromwell-Wright's first half scoring right after this. Well, we'll march on to the second half here with Goodhue up 26-19. Points in the paint, by the way, 18-10 in favor of Goodhue. I got a feeling Cromwell-Wright's going to do more attacking here in the second half. We'll see if we're right. Cromwell-Wright will get the ball to start the second half. Again, moving right to left in your radio dial. Goodhue will be moving left to right. They did not have a substitution in that first half. All 5 starters played every ticky-tock on the clock, and we'll see if that wears on them too. It certainly seemed to be a difference yesterday. And this is the raised floor here at the barn. Of course, you're emotionally a little more intense. Second day in a row, too. Bounce pass comes top of the key. On the floor are the starters for Goodhue. They're in their zone defense to start this second half. But pretty much playing zone in the half court, but they get after it on made baskets with full court pressure for much of the game. Pass goes on the left side, trying to be patient here. Cromwell-Wright. Swatek gets it in the corner. Here's a 3. It's no good. Rebound taken down by Benrud. So much for attacking the basket. Handoff goes to Sydney Lodemeyer. Brings it off the M logo. Sydney will dribble to her right. The 6-foot junior gets on the right side to Maddie Miller. The 5'8 senior circles in the lane. They try to steal it. Can't do it. She's called for traveling. And she did shuffle the feet. as they tried to steal the ball. And she tried to avoid that. That's just the third turnover by Goodhue. Up by 7. Here's a turnover. Pass ahead to Maddie Miller. They got a 2-on-1 break. Miller goes off glass, misses it. Rebound Mackenzie Ryan misses it. Rebound Benrud, and it's good. Emily Benrud, who's having quite a state tournament. They now have 7 points off turnovers. Goodhue up 28-19 with 16:54 to go in the half. Way up front with the basketball is Tiana Hakamaki. Gets on the left side to Swatek. Benrud's right on her with those long arms. They get it out front. Dribble penetration. Bounce pass in the corner. Here's another 3 from the right corner. It's no good. Rebound taken down by Benrud. She'll pass it ahead to Sydney Lodemar. Comes behind the back dribble across the timeline. Bounces in the corner to Mackenzie Ryan. Mackenzie Ryan lobs it over the top of the defense to Megan Ryan for 3, and it's no good. Rebound. Benrud again. Missed it. Shot was blocked. Taken down by Cromwell-Wright. Coming back up the floor are the Cardinals. They're down by a 28-19 score. Pass goes to Swatek in the corner. Back top of the key. They swing it left side. Quickly get it inside the paint. Pass out on the right side. Swatek 15-footer, no good. Rebound taken out by Sydney Lodemeyer. Sydney Lodemeyer has 5 rebounds. They get on the left side to Mackenzie Ryan. Top of the key. Swings the left side. Miller for 3. It's bottom of the net. Maddie Miller hits a tray. Her 29th of the season, and it's 31-19 Goodhue. 15:50 to go. Cromwell-Wright pass to Swatek in the left corner. All good teams make runs. When will Cromwell-Wright's come? Couple of dribbles, shots up, floater. It's in and out, back in again by Tiana Hakamaki. She's made 3 of those floaters. I always thought when something's working for you, you keep going to it. Right side, Mackenzie Ryan. Up by 10 is good. You pass underneath to Sydney Lodemar. Looked like she was fouled. There was no call. Missed the layup. Gets the rebound. Goes back up and scores. Sydney Lodemar has a couple of hoops. She's got 6. Almost a steal by Goodhue. Up by 12. 33-21 with 15 minutes to go. Here's a near turnover. There's a tie-up. Possession arrow goes to Goodhue. It will be a turnover. Turnover number 12. Coach Bonner has his hands on his hips, telling his team they got to put on pressure against Goodhue. Well, you know what they say, press a pressing team, and I got a sneaking suspicion Northfield might try that against Austin tonight. We'll see. Out front at the M logo, Sydney Lodemeyer dribbles to her right. The 6-footer tosses to Megan Ryan. Back into Lodemeyer's. Got the defender backed in. Shoots the shot right under the basket and scores. Lodemeyer's got 8. It's 35-21 Goodhue. They're pulling away here. With 14:40 to go, Cromwell-Wright pass up the floor. Here's another 3, right side, and it's good. They hit the tray. So the 3-pointer was hit there by Cromwell-Wright. Pass comes in the corner to Megan Ryan. She'll pass it out front to Mackenzie Ryan. 35-24. That 3 was made by Tiana Hakamaki, by the way, the 5'6" junior. Is a layup, no good by Miller. Put back up by Benrud, and it's in again. Emily Benrud has been unbelievable. She's got 11 points, and it's 37-24 Goodhue. Pass across the timeline, bringing it up. Hakamaki gets it in the corner, now back to the top of the key. It was actually Bailey Groner who made that last 3, not Tiana Hakamaki. Well, I can't believe they haven't had any substitutes in this game. Just 5 players have played every ticky-tock of the clock for Cromwell-Wright, and that has got to wear on you when you're facing the kind of pressure Goodhue can throw at you, right? 37-24, we have one of those media timeouts, which obviously helps a team that doesn't go very deep. 37-24 Goodhue. 13:47 to go in the second half, back in 37. 37-24, Goodhue well out in front of Cromwell-Wright, a team that averages 81 points a game, thereabouts. Been held to 24 with 13:47 to go in the game. This is a team who has their 5 starters. Well, listen to this. Here are the 3-pointers coming into the tournament. 55, 21, 90, 64, and 63. They have 3 all game, 3 3-pointers. Remember, they shot 17 of them and made 2 in the first half. You know what they say, you live by the 3, you die by the 3. Cromwell-Wright inbounds the ball to Tiana Hakamaki. In the corner, again, they got her trapped. Haley Lexvold back in the game, using that quickness of hers. There's a 3. It's no good by Swatek. Rebound taken out by Benrud again. Emily Benrud, who's getting close to a double-double. As Lodemeyer brings it across the timeline, passes over to Haley Lexvold. Lexvold dribbles to her right. They're trying to steal it. She'll bounce it in the corner to Megan Ryan. Ryan takes a couple of dribbles to her left, gets it back out front, trying to get after it on defense. Cromwell-Wright. Benrud went in. Lost it. It looked like she may have been fouled. No call. Here's a Lodemeyer 3. It's no good. Sydney missed the 3. Swatek gets the rebound in the corner, lobs it in the lane. Looking to bring the ball up is Taya Hakamaki, the 5'5 freshman. Brings it across the maroon timeline, dribbles the right sideline, right in front of the official, and her coach gets it in the free throw line. Here's a 3, and it's no good. Rebound, Sydney Lodemeyer. Another 3 taken by this Cromwell-Wright team. That is now 22 threes in the game. They've made 3. Pass goes top of the key to Maddie Miller. Miller wanted to get it into Sydney Lodemeyer. She was shut off. They get it in the corner. Now back on the left wing. They'll rifle it in. Going to the glass is Maddie Miller. Boy, I love it when she gets in attack mode. Maddie Miller scores. She's got 13, and it's 39-24. Bounce pass in the corner to Swatek. Gets it back out front. 12-17 to go. Plenty of time, but when is that run going to come for the Cardinals? Or will it? Bounce pass on the right side. Hakamaki gets it in the corner. Here's a nice slice to the basket. Easy layup for Shaylee Hakamaki. Remember, they had 10 points in the first half in the paint. They have 4 in this half. It's 39-26. Here's a pass. Benrud somehow makes the catch. It was a little tall for her, but she made it. Brand gets it in the corner. Lodemeyer in attack mode. Goes up off glass. Missed it. Too strong. Gets her miss. Goes back up, and it's good! Sydney Lodemeyer. She's got 6 this half. To go along with Benrud, by the way, it does have a double-double now with 10 rebounds. Here's a 3, and it's good by Swatek. Remember, she started the game with a tray. Has not hit one until just then since. 41-29 Goodhue. Emily Benrud with a double-double. 11 points and 10 rebounds. Bounce pass, Benrud, layup, good! Benrud has 13. Now, obviously, when you watch Goodhue, if you're scouting Goodhue, you're looking at Lodemeyer, you're looking at Miller, you're looking at the shooting by Ryan. Benrud gets kind of lost in the shuffle, but she's very athletic, obviously capable, and has a double-double in the state semifinals. Ball got knocked away. It'll still belong to Goodhue. Incredible. Benrud now has 13 points and 10 rebounds in this game. 10 minutes, 53 seconds to go. Emily was one of our Goodhue County 88 players of the game last night, or yesterday afternoon, I should say. Courtesy of the Goodhue County 88, will be choosing more Wildcats of the game, reminding us all to have our 3 every day of dairy for a healthy lifestyle. Certainly want to thank Grover Auto for bringing our halftime report. At Grover Auto, that goal is pretty simple. They want happy vehicle purchasers. As Goodhue, after this timeout, I think is going to bring in a sub or 2. There's no substitute for the quality you find at Taji Jewelry. In fact, Larry just had delivered some awesome clocks. Hurry in for their special pricing at Taji Jewelry in downtown Kenyon. You don't want just any diamond. You want a Taji Jewelry diamond. Yeah, he's got some special diamonds in from Antwerp, Belgium, too. Right now, Goodhue is shooting 40% for the field. Cromwell-Wright, 33%. The Cardinals are 4 of 23 from three-point range. Goodhue is 1 of 10. Maddie Miller has the 1. Goodhue has not been to the free throw line this half. Neither has Cromwell-Wright. 3 of 5 are the Cardinals, and 6 of 8 are the Wildcats. Rebounds, Goodhue now leads in rebounds, 27-24. Remember, they were behind at the half. So we'll see what happens. It looks like Goodhue has a firm grasp on this game. The little girl on the monitor here at Williams Arena getting a kick out of watching the game. Pass goes in the corner to Maddie Miller. She's wearing the green of the Irish, too. Pass goes on the right side. Couple of left-handed dribbles inside the lane. Lodemeyer tries to save it and end up in an air ball. A little underhand scoop shot. Coming up the floor, Cromwell-Wright. They need to get on a run if they want to get into the championship game. Pass goes across. They get it all the way in the corner. Here's a three by Swatek. In and out. No good. Rebound taken down by Lodemeyer. That was 2/3 way down and popped out. Haley Lexvold looks to dribble penetrate. Passes it behind her now to Sydney Lodemeyer. Swings it on the left side with 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Here's a turnover by Goodhue. Ball was thrown to the ankles of, well, they call the travel on Cromwell-Wright after they got the turnover. So they're playing hot potato with the basketball. 10 minutes, 7 seconds to go. It's 43-29. Emily Benrud's going to get a breather, and Lexi Lodemeyer is going to check in. So they didn't do it out of the timeout. They're doing it now. What a game that Emily's had. Pass comes in to Lexi Lodemeyer. The future looks bright for Goodhue, doesn't it? Sydney Lodemeyer back, Lexi Lodemeyer back, Emily Benrud back. Opsal's done nice off the bench. The cupboard just keeps getting filled up. Dribble penetration, Mackenzie Ryan swings it over to Maddie Miller, left baseline. Miller reverse layup, good. Maddie Miller scores. She's got 7 this half. She's got 15 in the game. Pass ahead, Cromwell-Wright, attack mode, shoots, misses. Rebound taken out by Sydney Lodemeyer. Sydney Lodemeyer picks up her 11th rebound. She's got a double-double, too. Pass goes in the corner, and Mackenzie Ryan comes flying out of the pack and almost went out of bounds and threw it off one of the Cromwell-Wright players. Cromwell-Wright's going to make their first substitution of this game with 9.5 minutes to go. As coming in the game for Cromwell-Wright, if I can ever find my program, is Amber Letty. Amber Letty is in the game, the first substitution with 9.5 minutes to go in the game. I guess with media timeouts, you can maybe get away with it. Lexvold goes in, kicks it. Here's a three. Miller from three. It's rimmed out. Rebound taken out by Swatek. 9 minutes, 13 seconds to go. It's a 45-29 lead for Goodhue. Out front with the basketball. They bounce to the free throw line. Letty, by the way, is a 5'10 junior. She's running the post. Pass in another floater in the lane. That's all Hakamaki has hit is floaters. She's got 4 of them, 8 points. Middle of that lane is wide open against that zone against Goodhue. Lexvold goes up off glass and scores. Haley Lexvold, her first basket in this game. Their defensive specialist who just gets after it with her quickness. Benrud's going to check back in. So Benrud's got a double-double. Lodemeyer's got a double-double. 8 minutes, 41 seconds to go. We're going to have more than double the pleasure of Wildcats in the game, courtesy of the Goodhue County ADA. Bounce pass comes in. Goodhue up 47-31, still has full court pressure. Pass in the corner. Swatek for three. It's no good. Swatek gets her miss. In the lane, off glass, missed it. Rebound taken on by Lexi Lodemeyer. She'll pass it ahead to Haley Lexvold. Will bring it across the timeline, left to right in your radio dial. Bounces to the right side. Mackenzie Ryan for three. It's no good. Rebound taken down by, well, nobody. It's going to belong to Goodhue. In the Wildcats, moving left to right in your radio dial. Cromwell-Wright right to left. It's a 16-point Goodhue lead with 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go. They'd have to go on a major run, Cromwell-Wright, to win this. Lodemeyer, I don't know how they didn't call a foul on that. Coach Weemy's wondering the same thing. Man, oh man, how did they not call a foul on that? She got the ball. She was in the post, was trying to shoot. And there was all kinds of body contact. Here's a turnover by Cromwell-Wright on the inbounds pass. A little poetic justice there. Is a triple by Mackenzie Ryan, and it's good! Mackenzie Ryan, it's her first triple of this game. She had 4 yesterday. 50-31. The bench for Goodhue is celebrating with 8 minutes and 3 seconds to go. After all, it is St. Patty's Day. In fact, a lot of the Goodhue student body is in, purple as a school color. They're wearing the green today. Student body section for Goodhue. Boys heading to state just as they did a year ago, just like the girls. Girls won a state championship. Boys got to the state championship. And they're going to call a foul on Goodhue. Way out front, getting after it. Haley Lexvold gets called for the foul. That is her first. She just can absolutely change a game, and she, doesn't score a lot. Shots up, no good. Rebound taken down by Mackenzie Ryan. She knows her role. Ryan comes flying up the floor, has it on the right wing. They get it back out front to Sydney Lodemeyer. Pass it across to Haley Lexvold under the basket to Mackenzie Ryan. Dribbles to the three-point line. Gets it inside to Benrud. Scoops it off glass. No good. Rebound taken down by Cromwell-Wright. Coming out of there with it is Taya Hakamaki. Nice little reverse dribble with the right hand. She dribbled. Oh, my, they call it travel on Cromwell-Wright. That is their 5th turnover this half. Their 15th of the game by my count. Let's see what the official stats say. It says 15 on my screen here. It might be 16 now. Rebounds are now 32-27 in favor of Goodhue. 10 rebounds for Benrud, 11 for Lodemeyer. As full court pressure put on by Cromwell-Wright, they have to. They're down 50-31 with 7:22 to go. Again, this is a team that shot 42% from three-point range during the season. They're approaching a state record for threes in a season. Pass underneath, layup is good. Taylor Letty, who just checked in too for Cromwell-Wright. The first couple of subs. Swatek is out, and Coach Bonner's having a nice conversation with her. As Maddie Miller dribbles to her left. Passes it on the left side. They get it back to Lexi Lodemeyer. Lobs it in high low to Sydney Lodemeyer. Layup good. Great pass. Great post entry pass by Lexi to Sydney. Younger sister to older sister. And it's 52-33. And I've been told we got some even younger Lodemeyers coming up in that family. One of them's about a 7-year-old. They asked me if I'd be calling her games. And I doubt it. Shots up from Maddie Miller. And it's good. I mean, that would mean, what, another 10 years? Ugh. 54-33. Inside the paint, floaters up. It comes up short. Rebound taken out by Sydney Lodemeyer. Been loading up on the glass. Her 12th rebound. As bringing it up across the timeline is Sydney Lodemeyer across the M logo. Tosses on the right side to Lexi Lodemeyer. It's a 21-point Goodhue lead with 6:10 to go. Just like last year, they just breezed in the state tournament after getting out of the sections. Miller, right side of the lane, goes up, missed it. Rebound put back up by Benrud, and it's good. Benrud scores again on a putback, picks up her 11th rebound. She's got 15 points. Wow. She's having the time of her life here at the state tournament. Goodhue's going to send in Kate Opsahl, the substitute, after this timeout. As a young man, as a sign up there says, we don't need luck. He's absolutely right. They've got all skill there in Goodhue. Your score, 56-33. Back in 1 minute. Maddie Miller's had an outstanding tournament. She was leading scorer yesterday. She's leading scorer today, just like she did a year ago in the state tournament. Just kind of blossomed at state. 17 points for Maddie, 15 for Emily Benrud, and 12 for Sydney Lodemeyer. As a layup was made there by Cromwell-Wright. I missed who it was. As Maddie Miller throws up a layup, there's contact, no call. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to belong to Goodhue. 5 minutes, 39 seconds, a 21-point lead. As getting ready to toss in the ball is going to be Kate Opsahl. Again, a young lady who will be back next year. They lob it into Lexi Lodemeyer, the 6'3 sophomore, went up to shoot the shot and got fouled. She was fouled by Bailey Groner, who's got a couple of fouls now in the game, has a couple of threes in the game, and that's it. So at the free throw line will be Lexi Lodemeyer, her first free throws of this game. She's 24 of 41 on the season, averages about 4 points and 3.5 rebounds a game. Had 7 rebounds yesterday and misses the first free throw. Goodhue just banging the glass, 36-28, a +8 on the glass against a pretty good rebounding team, and the shot is no good. Missed them both. Rebound taken down. Those are the first free throws shot this half by either team. It's 56-35, 5:32 to go. Out front with the basketball. Nice shot. There's that floater again. It's no good. It came from too far out that time by Hakamaki. Coach Bonner's telling his team they got to get after it. 5:19 to go. You're down by 21. Couple of dribbles by Miller. Out front, she turns the ball over. There's a kind of a lazy pass going in for the layup, and it's good by Hakamaki. Yeah, that was not a good pass. Here's a pass across the timeline to Benrud. Gets it over to Opsahl. Opsahl dribbles to her right, shoots the shot, and scores. Kate Opsahl with a little pull-up 5-footer. Scores. She's got 4 points. Averages about 3 a game. It's 58-37. Cromwell-Wright can't afford to trade buckets. Ball gets knocked out of bounds as they bring it up the floor to the Cardinals. Haley Lexvold's going to check back in. And Emily Benrud's going to come out and I would guess get a great round of applause. What a game she's had. Benrud, an incredible 15 points and 11 rebounds. Here's a long three, and it's good. I mean, it was well behind the second line. Taken by Bailey Groner. She's got 3 threes, 9 points, and it's 58-40. That might be too late, though. Miller goes in. There's contact again. No call. She'll make the layup, and Coach Weemy's going to take a timeout as Maddie Miller took it right to the basket. I can almost guarantee you that Coach Weemy is going to say, let's take a little time off the clock now. We've got this 60-40 lead. We don't have to shoot. We don't have to put our gas pedal down here. We can pull up a little bit on the gas. If they don't have the ball, they can't score, and that is a plus in our column. So Coach Weemy taking the timeout with the score. Goodhue 60, Cromwell-Wright 40. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Chelsea Swatek hits a tray. Out of the timeout, and it's 60-43, and now Cromwell-Wright's getting in scramble mode defensively. They need the ball. Let's see if we're right, and they hold the ball out. Opsahl, that shows you what I know, went in right in for a shot and had a block, and here comes Cromwell-Wright. Right to left on your radio dial. Here goes a layup, shots up, and they're going to call a foul on Megan Ryan. Ryan looked like she was in retreat mode there, but they're going to call a foul on her. And this is exactly what Cromwell-Wright needs to score with a clock stopped. It's 60-43 at the free throw line is Shaylee Hakamaki. She's a freshman. Taya, her twin sister, will be here next year too for Cromwell-Wright. Will be at Cromwell-Wright again next season. They started a couple of seniors. Until 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this half, they didn't make a single substitution. She misses the free throw. She's the only player for Cromwell-Wright to even shoot a free throw in this game. Goodhue has had 4 different players shoot free throws in this contest. Score is 60-43. The second free throw is good. They're going to get after it on defense. And we got one of those, I guess, media timeouts. 3 minutes, 55 seconds to go. Goodhue 60. Cromwell-Wright 44. Back in 1 minute. Coming back on the floor here, Goodhue has to be feeling very good about playing for a state championship tomorrow against Mountain Iron Buell. A noon tip-off. We'll get underway about noon tomorrow right here on the Mighty 920 KDHL. Because I don't see Cromwell-Wright scoring 16 points in 3 minutes and 54 seconds. Not that it's impossible, but they're going to put on the full court pressure and try to get Goodhue in the turnover mode. Megan Ryan has the ball. She looks to bring it up. Now remember, they practice, I would guess, against their own pressure. So when they do say to press a pressing team, they break the press easily. Opsahl gets it back out front to Megan Ryan, and they are going to take a little time. Nope, there's a steal. Coming flying down the floor. Layup is good by Taya Hakamaki. Taya Hakamaki scores. That is the 4th turnover of this half for Goodhue. Opsahl has it stolen away from behind. It's another steal. It's a 14-point game with 3:18 to go. I spoke too soon. Get a single-digit game with 2 minutes to go. We got a game, folks. Swatek for 3. It's in and out. No good. Rebound, Lexi Lodemeyer. Pass it in to Maddie Miller. Miller goes down the floor. Wanted to pull it out. Now goes in attack mode, and she gets fouled. And uh-oh. I thought for a second there she was hurt, but she looks like she'll be okay. And she kind of limps to the free throw line. Foul's going to be on Tiana Hakamaki. That is her second. So Maddie Miller is at the free throw line. Well, we told you before that all good teams make runs. We're wondering when Cromwell-Wright might make theirs. As Miller hits the first free throw, she'll have another. She was perfect yesterday. From the charity stripe, Maddie Miller takes a deep sigh. Her second free throw is also good, so Miller hits them both. She's been unbelievable again. She's got 13 second-half points. She got 21 in the game. Had 23 yesterday. Here's a triple. It's no good. Rebound, Mackenzie Ryan. Ryan passes it across the floor to Sydney Lodemeyer. Lodemeyer will bring it across the maroon timeline. Looks to get in attack mode down the lane. Scoops it off glass. No good. Rebound taken down by Cromwell-Wright. 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go. Pass on the left side. Here's a fake three going in the paint. Layup is no good. Rebound tipped around, taken down by the young lady who missed the layup. Free throw line shot by Swatek. Rims off. Rebound taken down by Lexi Lodemar. Gets it over to Sydney Lodemar. 2 minutes, 24 seconds to go. Cromwell-Wright is shooting 35% in this game. Goodhue 43%. Sydney Lodemar dribbles to her left, bounces it in the corner. Mackenzie Ryan takes a couple of dribbles, gets it across the floor to Benrud. Now out front they get the basketball to Maddie Miller. Miller dribbles toward the paint. She's going to be fouled, pushed in the back by Shaylee Hakamaki, her second. So Miller will be heading back to the free throw line. She's 9 of 20 from the field is Miller. Well, I guess she's not going to the free throw line. They're not in the bonus. Thought they were. Sorry about that. Pass comes into Mackenzie Ryan as we're approaching 2 minutes to go in the game. A 62-46 lead. Benrud dribbles right baseline, gets in the corner. Here's Mackenzie Ryan for three, and it's bang, a triple. Mackenzie Ryan, her second three. She has been money from Treyland. In the first half, she missed a few. She didn't let that stop her. It's 65-46. I think I can safely say Goodhue will be playing for a state championship tomorrow. Cromwell-Wright just turned it over. And the Wildcats, Coach Bonner telling them to put pressure on the inbounds passer. It's too late. 65-46, minute 42 to go. Haley Lexville brings the ball across the timeline. She'll bounce it to Benrud. Benrud turns around, gets it to Lodemeyer. Sydney Lodemeyer dribbles to her left, brings the ball back out top. Coach Weemy said bring the ball back out top. They get it over to Miller. Miller loses the defender, goes up with a floater. It's off iron, no good. Rebound taken out by Swatek. Minute 20 to go. 65-46 Goodhue. They're going to play to try and repeat their state championship from a year ago against the Mountain Iron Buell team that clobbered them earlier this season. Shots up and in by Swatek. As she scores, she's got 8 second-half points. She's got 13 of the game. 65-48 Goodhue. As the seconds continue to tick down. Miller gets it in the corner. Ryan for three, and it's good again. Mackenzie Ryan, it's her third tray. She's got 70 on the season. They're high-fiving on the bench. Goodhue will be playing for a state championship tomorrow. Big sign in the crowd says Purple Rain. R-E-I-G-N. Purple Rain in the crowd. We just got a picture of that, too. Get that up on the website. Yep, some of the other pictures. I'm going to take some of the other signs. Yeah, that one doesn't come out real well. We love our Wildcats. Yep, there's We Love Our Wildcats. What else we got here for signs? Yep. They got certain player numbers. We love our player. And, of course, they've got them on their laps now. 41 ticks to go in the game. Coach Weemy's going to bring in all kinds of substitutes here for the Goodhue Wildcats. They'll be playing for a state championship tomorrow. In the game is Michaela Peterson, a 5'10 senior. Opsal's back on the floor, the 5'9 sophomore, out top with Mariah Tipke, the 5'7 junior. Gets kind of lost in the mix. She's got that shoulder injury, and nice to see her get on the floor here at the state tournament. She had 15 threes early in the season and could really bring them more offense. She hadn't had that shoulder injury, and hopefully she'll get over that and be able to play for him next year. Top of the key, they swing it to Kennedy Buck, a 5'9 junior. Ball's knocked away. Stolen, shots up. Tipke missed the layup. Rebound, Tipke throws it up. She can't use that left arm, can't raise it. Here's a shot that's up and in the middle of the lane. And I think it was Peterson who scored, and the Goodhue crowd went crazy. 2 seconds to go. Here's a three, no good. That's the game. Goodhue 70, Cromwell-Wright 48. The Goodhue Wildcats storm the floor. The players here at the barn, they're pretty excited. Why not? They're playing to repeat as state champions. You know how hard that is? 70-48 is the final score. Goodhue defeats Cromwell-Wright. We'll have your final scoring in 90 seconds. Well, I got a lot of pictures of some signs here. We'll maybe get them up on the website. I love this one. Let's see if I can find it back on my camera here. Something about she's my big sister. I'm her biggest fan or something like that. I thought that was very cute. Anyway, the Goodhue Wildcats are going to be playing for a state championship for the second straight year. Incredible. That is so hard to do. They beat Cromwell-Wright by a score of 70-48, a team that averaged about 81 a game, held to 48 points. Goodhue came into this game averaging in the 50s. They scored 70. They were up 26-19 at the half, and again, I think they wore down another team. I didn't understand not substituting till 9.5 minutes to go in the game, but with the TV timeouts, I think the coach probably thought he would be able to get away with that. It didn't happen, and they let them play out here. There were not a lot of free throws in this game. That's why we're getting done fairly early. Let's see, 2 of 4 from the free throw line in the second half, 8 of 12 for Goodhue in the game. Only one trip to the free throw line for Cromwell-Wright in the second half. They were 1 of 2. They were 4 of 7 from the charity stripe. Here are your final statistics, and then I'll tell you who our ADA, Goodhue County ADA Wildcats of the game are. And we've got more than one, once again, and how could you not pick one of them? Anyway, the Goodhue Wildcats were led by Maddie Miller again. She had 23 yesterday. She has 21 today. That's right, 21. She was 9 of 21 from the field, 1 for 4 from Treyland, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 15 points for Emily Benrud and 11 rebounds. 15-11. She was 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Sydney Lodemeyer had 12 points, 12 rebounds, and a couple of assists. She brings the ball up the floor. She was 5 of 16 from the field, 0 for 2 from Treyland, was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. And then Mackenzie Ryan with a couple of triples late. Got into the double-digit scoring column. She had 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists for the senior for Goodhue. 4 points for Megan Ryan and a couple of bunnies in the game. She was 0 for 2 from Treyland, had a rebound and an assist. Maddie Miller had an assist. 2 assists for Lodemeyer. If I didn't say that, Haley Lexville had 2 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. Michaela Peterson off the bench got a deuce. Lexi Lodemeyer for the second straight game has 7 rebounds in the game. She had 1 assist, did not score, but had those 7 rebounds, was 0 for 2 from the free throw line and 0 for 1 from the field. Goodhue shoots 43% for the game. They were 4 of 15. That's 27% from three-point range. They were 8 of 12, as I mentioned, from the free throw line. Cromwell-Wright finished the game 4 of 7 from the charity stripe. Rebounds 42 for Goodhue. Cromwell-Wright had 33. Goodhue had 14 offensive rebounds in this game. 7 for the Cardinals of Cromwell-Wright as they win it, going away again, 70-48. Yesterday they win by 13. This game they win by 22, and they'll play tomorrow for a state championship against Mountain Iron Buell, the team that beat them on the 3rd of December by a score of 78-34. After that game, the players said, we want to play that team again. The only way that was going to happen, they thought, was to get to state. They did that. There were opposite brackets. Mountain Iron Buell, the number 1 seed, Goodhue, the number 2 seed. And it'll be 1 versus 2, the defending state champion Goodhue Wildcats against Mountain Iron Buell for the state title tomorrow. We'll get underway about noon. High noon is when the game is supposed to tip off, and that's probably when we'll hit the airwaves, right at about noon tomorrow for that state championship game between Goodhue and Mountain Iron Buell. Our Goodhue County 88 Wildcats of the game, courtesy of the Goodhue County 88, reminding you to have your 3 every day of dairy for a healthy lifestyle. How could you not pick Emily Benrud with her double-double? How could you not pick Sydney Lodemeyer with her double-double? Maddie Miller, again, for the second straight day, is the leading scorer on this team. When she gets in attack mode, she is just so hard to defend. Mackenzie Ryan had a few triples in the second half. And again, Lexi Lodemeyer came off the bench to pull down 7 rebounds in the contest. Our 88 players of the game are going to be Emily Benrud, Maddie Miller, and Sydney Lodemeyer in this one. So again, big thank you to Kelly for engineering back at the studios. If you were wondering, 248, thanks to the Goodhue County ADA for bringing you our Wildcats of the game. We certainly appreciate that feature. If you do as well, we'd love it if you'd let them know. At the Goodhue County ADA, reminding us all to have our 3 every day. Again, your final score for the final time from Williams Arena, Class A semifinal state tournament basketball. Goodhue playing for a state championship tomorrow against Mountain Iron Buell. They win it by a score of 70-48. Till next time, this is Gordy Kosfeld. Have a super weekend.